So I'm gonna be doing the story time behind the video that y'all seen of me screaming, trying to get this baby out. So it was around 8:30 on May 6th. I started to drink pineapple juice. I drank maybe 4 cans that night, and I was having contractions, but I was procrastinating about going to the hospital because I had been to the hospital twice already. So I didn't want to keep going to the hospital and nothing happened. So my contractions got worse, and I couldn't, they was unbearable. So we got the stuff, and we was on our way to the hospital around 2, maybe it wasn't 2. Maybe it was like 3 or 4 in the morning. Yeah, like 3 or 4 in the morning. So when we got to the hospital, they did a little check you in whole little thing, what they do for mothers who may be in labor. So we sat in triage for a little bit, waiting to see what they was gonna do. So when they checked me, so the doctor came to check me, I was 3 centimeters. Yeah, I was 3 centimeters, and she was just like, we're gonna let you have them today since you're already so close to already so close to your due date. So I said, okay. So they admitted me, and I was in a room. They did my IV and everything. So time passed, maybe about 3 or 4 hours, and they came in to check me again. I was still 3 centimeters. So they decided they was going to break my water and give me the epidural before they started me on Pitocin, because the Pitocin was gonna make the contractions come. They was gonna see if I was gonna start contracting on my own. Well, I was contracting a good amount on my own. So they decided to break my water to see if that would increase my contractions. So when they broke they gave me the epidural first, and then they broke my water. But when I was getting the epidural, I jumped kind of. Well, when I was getting the lidocaine, which is a numbing, which is the medicine that they put inside the needle when they numb your back. Well, when they numb my back. So I jumped when she was doing that, but she was just like, just don't move during the epidural, the extra epidural. So when she was doing it, I kind of jumped a little bit, but not really. But they had to do my epidural twice because the first time they didn't get it in the right spot. So they did it another time, then they got it. So after that, the medicine was starting to kick in. I didn't feel nothing in my legs or in my vagina or in my stomach. Like my legs was tingly, my stomach, I didn't really feel anything. And then I didn't feel anything in my vagina. And after that, after I got the epidural and it started to kick in, the doctor came in and broke my water. So she stuck a thing up, broke my water. After she broke my water, I was feeling back pain. So I was like, I feel like back pain. And then she was like, is it like, well, this I was telling my nurse. I told my nurse, I feel back pain. She was like, is it back pain or like pressure? And at the time, I was like kind of confused because it felt like pressure and pain. So I was just like, it's pressure, but not knowing that it was back pain. So I was just like, it's just pressure. So like as time went on, each contraction felt like it was getting strong. Well, yeah, each contraction felt like it was getting stronger. So I was feeling them bad in my back. So at this point, I'm crying because it's like so bad. So my mom trying to calm me down, and just like they keep saying, give yourself an extra dose of medicine, because when you get the epidural button, you can push to give yourself a dose of medicine, like give yourself an extra dose. So I just keep pushing the button, keep pushing the button. The pain is not going away. So at this point, I'm well, I'm probably maybe 8 centimeters. Well, wait, we're not gonna skip all the way that part. So I just keep getting back pain, keep getting constant back pain, constant back pain. Like it was like I was crying tears, like screaming so loud, crying tears. Like they like, you can't scream, you gotta breathe. But it, like I couldn't breathe. Like that's how bad it was. Like I keep saying like, but I couldn't breathe. It was too much. Like somebody just stabbing you in your back, even though I never been stabbed. Like somebody stabbing you in your back 1,000 times. That's how bad it felt. Like your ankle. Did you fart? Your ankle getting hit by a scooter, but 20 times worse. So it was. The doctor came to check me, and she was like, "Oh, you're 9 centimeters." Well, this was like maybe an hour or two after I got my water broke. The doctor came, she checked me, she said, "Oh, you're 9.5 centimeters." So at this point, I'm like, okay, it's time to get this show on the road. I'm in so much pain. Excuse me. I keep yelling, keep screaming, probably waking everybody up, even if they was even asleep. Just disturbing everybody. So I'm just like, just hurry up. Like, I'm ready to get this over with. So it was about maybe 1:20. I want to say like 1:20, like in the afternoon. And I began pushing. So it took like 8 pushes to get her out because she wasn't breech. So it was easy to get her out, but I was kind of struggling pushing. But it took like 8 pushes to get her out, and she came at 1:38. And when she came out, then they gave her to me. He cut her cord, and then it was his turn. Now, mind you, this baby is feet first. Feet, butt, shoulders, everything first. Like, that's what, the feet gotta come out first, then the butt, then the shoulders, then the head. So, I was already scared because he is breech. It didn't hurt pushing her out. But him, this is crazy. So, it was time to push him out. They're like, okay, now you have to push him. Well, first, before I even start pushing him out, they was pushing on my stomach, like trying to get him to move down because he was up still, like up far still. So they trying to push him down. But he wasn't budging. So they began pulling like his feet. And like I can feel everything, like them pulling his feet down. And it was hurting so bad. So I was screaming and cussing. So I was just screaming and cussing because that's the only thing I could do. I couldn't like tell him like stop, like don't get him out because it could affect him, so, and me. So I'm just like screaming, cussing at the doctors. So they pulling them, and then somebody told me to push. So I began pushing. The doctor said, "No, don't push." So then that scared me. Like, what do you mean don't push? Like, is something wrong? So then he told me like push. So I'm pushing, but at the same time that I'm pushing, 4 nurses is pushing down on my stomach, trying to get him out. So he's literally feet out, everything out, just his head is inside me and his body is dangling. So they trying to get him out, his feet out, everything out, and he just dangling. And that hurt it. So I was screaming and cussing, telling them to shut up, shut the fuck up, all that, as y'all can see. And like I just wanted him to get out at that point. So they just keep telling me to push. So when I was pushing, maybe I got him out in like 5 pushes, maybe 3 or 4, like 4 or 5 pushes, I got him out. And once he was out, all the pain went away. Once he got out, then the pain was just like gone. So I felt so relieved. But he did rip me. I had a 2nd-degree tear from him trying to come out. And yeah, that's basically the story. But other than that, we are totally fine. We're great. Everything is perfect. He's perfect. She is perfect. I'm good. And for everybody saying I'm dramatic, that's not dramatic. You was not in that situation. You need to put yourself in my shoes and see if you can do it. Because, yeah, everybody afterwards was telling me, like, you did great. I mean, and cussing at them is normal. I'm sure they experience that every time somebody gives birth. So, yeah, y'all need to tread lightly. Because I do reply to comments. And I will argue with you. Maybe. But other than that, yeah, that's the end of the video. That's the story for everybody who wanted it. And yeah.